Hi, Dawn Lewis here. Today's vlog is about 3 awesome discoveries, and I'm going to share links and tell you why I think they're so great. Okay, so I've been listening to podcasts. I'm new to this podcast thing, but I accidentally stumbled across one called Organised 365, and I'm in heaven. She has sort of based her work on Fly Lady. I'm going to put a link to Fly Lady below. I'm also a massive fan of hers, and I thoroughly recommend her very first book about shining your sink. It's wonderful. I completely love it. However, Organised 365, I don't know, there's something about her that just extends on that and has got me all fired up. I'm going to put a link to her website below, and I hope you will check out her podcast as well. So why I was attracted to Organised 365 was this podcast. She is doing a 40-week whole house organizational challenge. Now, I like this for a few reasons. The first is 40 weeks. It's not 40 days, it's 40 weeks. That here in Australia is 4 school terms, okay? That is the number of weeks my children are at school. And sometimes it's easier to do this stuff when you are home alone and the kids aren't around. The other thing is there's a bit of wiggle room. If you miss a week, you could still get it done in the whole year. But the other thing is I'm finding some things, they're not going to take all that time, or I've already done it. Week 20 was organising your craft space. And as you already know, I have organised my craft space. So it means I can spend that time doing something else. Lisa Woodruff is the lady on Organised 365, and she just speaks my language. She has a lot of the same philosophies that I do about decluttering and organising, and I find her very easy to listen to. So what I do is I pop a podcast on, I drop my daughter to school, I set up in my phone in the morning, I drop my daughter to school, and I'll pop it on through the Bluetooth in the car, and I'll listen to it on the way home as I'm stuck in traffic. And if I don't quite listen to the whole thing, I'll either sit in the car in the garage and listen to the rest, or if it's a long one, I'll listen to it as I pick hubby up from the train station in the afternoon. So it means that I can get in a podcast a day. Now, I'm not doing the 40-week challenge right from the beginning. I'm actually going to listen to it all the way through first. And the reason I'm doing that is because it's all about mindset for me. So I want to make some decisions before I actually physically get in and start doing these rooms. She started in some really unexpected places, which on my list I had listed for last. But the way she explained it, I went, you know what, that makes sense. So I'm changing around the list that is specific to my home. So why am I all enthusiastic about this podcast and getting organised? Well, because when I am organised, I feel way more in control of my day. I can fit more into my day. I have more energy to do the things that I want to do, and I don't have that guilt of I should really be doing that thing over there. If I'm organised, my day just flows better. It's just the way I'm wired. Another reason I'm very excited about this is that it's just come at a really good time for me. I'm looking at making a whole lot of changes. So in addition to those 2 great organisers, I'm listing below the 3rd recommendation I've got for you today, and that is Lisa Cordiff in the kitchen. Check her out on Facebook. She has a course called Small Steps to Whole Food, and I cannot recommend this course highly enough for someone who, like me, I've been using a lot of convenience stuff, and I'm at this point where I just don't feel well. I'm carrying way more kilos than I should, and hopefully I will be able to follow this program through. I'll be honest, I'm on my 3rd run through of this program, but now I'm actually ready to make the changes, because in the last 2 run throughs, it was just about changing my mindset. So this week I've actually had no bread for 3 days, which is really weird, but I've got to admit, I feel pretty energetic, and I'm quite loving having an omelette for breakfast, and I had strawberries and cream for afternoon tea yesterday with a little bit of maple syrup. It was really nice. So what I'm trying to do is have more real food and less packaged food. What I'm also hoping is that over the course of the next year, as you watch these vlogs, you'll see this little face trim down a little bit and a bit more sparkle in my eyes, and there'll be more because I'll have some more energy to actually do more filming days and cram a lot more good stuff in. I also wanted to talk about these things today because us creative people, we love to have our stuff out where we can see it, and I've kind of come across 2 camps. Some people work well when they're inspired by all their things being surrounded by them. I am not one of those people at all. I like to have pretty things, but I like to have them organized, okay? And I work better when I've got a clean work surface. It applies to my scrapbooking desk here behind me. It applies to my kitchen sink. It applies to my computer desk. If the desk is clear, my head is clear, there's not all that visual distraction of I should put that away, I should put that away. What is that? I can just clear my thoughts and I can work more efficiently. So if you are like me and you have been thinking about getting organized for a while, you've been thinking about making some changes, I have come to one conclusion. It's time for me to do some things that make me feel good. Not what somebody else says I should do to feel good. What actually works for me, because I'm quite a unique human being, you know. And guess what? So are you. So I know that I like a clear kitchen sink. I know that I like a clear desk. I know that I'm happier when there is a place for everything and everything is in its place. It's not like that at the moment, but I'm hoping over the next 12 months that I can make those big changes. I'd like to do it faster, but you know what? I'm also realizing I've got a lot on my plate. I've got deadlines, I've got charity work, I have kids who require quite a bit of attention as they're going through their high school years, I guess you call it. So I've been to a meeting at the school today, for example, and I wasn't expecting to do that. So I'm trying to do things that work for me, that work with my family, that work for this house I live in, that work with my job, that work with, you know, all those little things that pop up for me. What works for me, it may well not work for you, but I encourage you to find something that does work for you, because as L'Oreal says, you are worth it. You are definitely worth taking care of and doing something that makes you feel $1,000,000. It might be something little, it might be something really big, but whatever it is, have a think. Is it doable? Can you do it? What little tiny thing could you do that would make you feel great right now? I think for me, I deserve a cup of tea. So I'm going to go boil the kettle, my beautiful new space age kettle, and I will catch up with you all next time. Thank you so much for subscribing and watching. Have a wonderful crafty day. Bye for now.